Cooking outdoors in a wood-fired oven can be magical. Tending the fire and cooking food over a bed of hot coals takes you back to a simpler time and engages you in a primal sense of satisfaction when pulling out a perfect roast or loaf of bread. Not to mention pizza. Oh my, the pizza! In this video, I'll show you how to build your own DIY earthen oven for cheap or maybe free. I built an oven of my own after reading Build Your Own Earth Oven by Kiko Denzer and Hannah Field. I'll simplify the steps here, but I recommend you pick up this book if you really want to dive in. No budget? No problem. You'll need a few basic materials, most of which can be had for cheap or even free. This includes water, earth, sticks, bricks, straw, and possibly stone and perlite. You'll need a shovel for digging and a place to mix your cob. Plus, you'll need a suitable location to build your oven, being mindful of accessibility and safety. One last thing that is helpful to have before you begin is a basic knowledge of how the oven works. An earthen oven uses heat to cook food in 3 ways. The first heat is convection. The oven draws cool air in through the bottom of the door, where the shape of the oven and the heat of the fire cause the air to swirl and rise, creating a draft. The hot air is trapped in the top of the dome, passing heat to the oven body and to the food, and eventually is pushed down and out the top of the door or chimney. This draft keeps fresh air continually flowing to the fire while making the most of the hot exhaust to cook the food. Second, conduction moves heat to the food through direct contact. Conduction is what burns your hand when you touch a hot surface, and is how pizza is cooked from below by coming into contact with the hot oven floor. Finally, there is radiation, in which energy is being emitted from a source, which we feel as heat or see as light. The dome shape of the oven is important here too, as it causes the radiated heat from the hot oven body to be reflected back into the oven and onto the food. By combining all 3 types of heat to cook food, plus the added benefit of using the retained heat stored in the mass of your oven, you can cook several types of food over long periods of time from just one firing. This makes the earth oven very efficient indeed. Now that you've been introduced to the basics, let's start building. Step 1. Foundation. You'll need a foundation for your oven to protect it from wicking up ground moisture and to provide stability and comfort while working with your oven. A foundation can be simple. It is no problem to use scrap materials you may have lying around or can free-cycle. For my oven, I used some old pavers to stop ground moisture, and from there I dry stacked more scrap landscaping blocks into a column that rose to a comfortable working height. Finally, I used pavers again on top to widen the base and create a platform for the oven to sit upon. I was able to get all of these materials for free. Step 2. Floor. Next, the oven will need a base on which to sit that is thick enough to absorb and store great heat and support the oven floor. Again, I used scrap pavers for this, but this time did use a mortar of lime and earth to shape it and even the pavers out. If you don't have lime, you can simply use wet earth mixed with straw, called cob, to complete your base. The key part is that it must be sturdy, safe, and thick. Add clean bricks to the top of the base, level them, and bring the edges up using cob to complete the floor. Make sure to leave an open space in the ring for the door, and that the opening is wide enough to fit your cooking vessels. Step 3. Dome. Finally comes the oven dome. You need to make the dome shape with earth and cob. I used a freebie dog glue that I scored from the curb on trash day as a mold. The dog glue was great, but you can make the same shape by using bent branches as a mold that gets covered with mud. The branches will be burned away once the mud has dried, and you make your first fire. Or you can use compacted wet sand formed in the shape of a dome as a mold, and then dig the sand out the front door once the dome has dried. If you need a mold for the door while the cob is wet, use a bucket or some other form to help provide support until the cob has dried. Step 4. Bake. Once the cob of your oven has dried pretty well, you can go ahead and start your first fire on the inside. I recommend you go very slow and don't try to cook anything for the first time. Slowly heating the oven from the inside will allow the oven to mature. It will need to shrink and settle, but this is okay. After your oven has been fired and cooled for the first time, you can go back and fill in any cracks that may have formed if you want to. From here on out, the rest of the fires can be for cooking. I recommend you try and cook something simple the first time, so you become familiar with how your oven works and feels. You'll also get a chance to see if there are any additional tools you'd like to have. With practice, you'll soon unlock the full potential of your DIY earthen oven. I hope you enjoyed this video and are inspired to give building your own DIY earthen oven a try. Leave a comment if you have questions, and give us a thumbs up if you think outdoor cooking is magic. And don't forget to subscribe for more outdoor cooking videos this summer. See you there!